Welcome. My name is Michael Mastro. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at the chart of famous director Rob Reiner. May he rest in peace. Uh, if you look to the eastern horizon using Vedic sidereal zodiac, you will see as the sun rises in the east, it is associated with the constellation of Libra, a constellation associated with the sign of Libra at 18 degrees. First, we're going to see how the planets are operating in this chart and when they're operating during certain events and what could be done to strengthen the chart. So first off, Sun is ruling the house of income, and it is placed in the house of entertainment, the fifth house. And so this connects his income through uh, uh, the entertainment industry. And because it's weak, he's early on struggled with confidence, living in his father's shadow. Very famous director Carl Reiner. Then we have a weak afflicted by Mercury Moon. Moon is ruling the house of career, and it is placed in the house of income. So again, this is connecting income with the moon. Moon has a sense of empathy and emotional vulnerability, which he always was displaying in his acting and directing the movies that he directed. Um, then we have Mars. Mars is ruling the house of partnerships. It connects him with partnerships and entertainment. Mars is sitting in the fifth house of entertainment. Then we have challenging Mercury. Mercury, any Multicona sign in the sixth, eighth, or 12th is said to be a functional malefic and can cause some challenges. So we have Mercury sitting in the house of entertainment and the house of children. Um, so this gives Rob Reiner the ability to take on different roles as a father, as a director, as an actor, as a husband. Um, Somewhat controversial speech in his political activism for same-sex marriage. And then the fifth house also has to do with children. So some challenges with children. He did have a son who had a terrible addiction problem. Then we have weak infant Jupiter. So Jupiter is um, ruling the house of success through entertainment, and it's placed in the house of wealth and fame. And it gives success through entertainment. But again, Jupiter is the indicator for children, so some issues with his son who had terrible addictions, um, addictive illness. Then we have a week afflicted by Rahu, Venus. Venus is ruling the chart. It is placed in the house of happiness and home life. And this gives his life purpose through entertainment, um, gives him a very empathetic personality, very progressive ideals about same-sex marriage and other things. And again, this issue with some stress in the family because of his son's addictions. Um, the happiness of home life is overshadowed by this issue with his son. Then we have weak dispositor afflicted by K2 Saturn. Saturn is ruling the house of entertainment and also children, placed in the house of career. And so this connects career with entertainment. And then also he did do a movie, more of an autobiographical movie about his son and his addiction. And then we have Rahu and Ketu, always opposite, balancing material and spiritual transformation. So let's look at the timing of events. He had got married Penny Marshall, who's a famous actress in 1971, and that's also the year that he started acting in the uh, comedy All in the Family. He was known as Meathead and got a lot of flack from his dad in that movie. And then 81, he got a divorce. Now, in 71, that period was a big boost for his career. It was a Jupiter period. 81, the divorce was during a K2 period, so causing end of marriage. K2 sits in the house of the stability in the marriage. In 84, he directed his first movie, Spinal Tap, and that was also a Jupiter period, bringing success. Um, and their son was involved, so boosting his income. 89, he got married and also directed the movie When Harry Met Sally. This was a Venus period, boosting his name and fame, and Mars was involved as well, so that created a new partnership. 90, he did a movie that got some critic acclaim called Misery, boosting his success, Jupiter period. 92, A Few Good Men, also Jupiter period. In 95, he uh, uh, had a kind of a 95 to 2000. He had a slump in his career, and then this is when his son's addiction came up. This is also a Rahu period, unexpected events, challenges. In 2015, he did a autobiographical movie about his son called Being Charlie. Um, and this was a Jupiter period, Jupiter indicator for children. In 2020, his dad, Carl Reiner, passed away. This was a sun period, sun indicator for father. And in December 14th of 2025, he and his wife were murdered by his son, who, again, this is part of the illness of addiction. Um, and this was a Rahu period. Again, extremely, Rahu's sitting in the house of death-like experiences. And if you look at the transit chart on the left, you can see that Rahu and Ketu are afflicting six out of his 12 houses. They're exactly on the rising sign degree of 18 degrees. And they're especially um, afflicting the first house, which is the house of the body and longevity. Um, as I said, may his family, may he rest in peace, and condolences to his family. What could be done to strengthen the chart? Well, he's already involved in lots of charities which are transforming Rahu and Ketu and Mercury. He really fought for early children's childhood education, which is the remedy for malefic Mercury. And the rest of the planets could be strengthened. My favorite remedy, a silver a kavash, which is a locket containing the Devata yantras and mantras for his benefic planets. If you'd like to get a kavash or get a reading or learn Vedic astrology, you can go to vastucreations.com. Thank you so much for listening.